Spate of sexual violence against children in Bangalore wasn't troubling enough. Leave it to a minister to make things infinitely worse. The Honorable Home Minister of Karnataka has pointed a finger at us in the media. He says we highlight rape cases simply to boost our television rating points. That's our top story on Centre Stage tonight.
If the spate of sexual violence against children in Bangalore wasn't troubling enough, if a city once considered among India's safest hasn't been shaken by serial predation of minors, leave it to a minister to make things worse. Enter Home Minister of Karnataka, pointing a finger directly at journalists, accusing the media of highlighting rape cases just to boost television ratings.
ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದವರಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಇದೆ ಇಂಥ ಸುದ್ದಿಗಳೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ TRP ರೇಟ್ ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ.
The man entrusted with the security of every Karnataka citizen was responding to questions about the rising spate of rape involving children in prominent schools. Rising anger forced the minister and his boss to respond.
Morning till evening, national media is broadcasting about this sexual assault. That's why I told, okay, some people, they want a TRP. That's why they are putting it. When it was not sexual assault, why they wanted to give?
I don't know. I will discuss with Mr. George. I don't know in what context he made that statement. I don't know. No. I will discuss with him.
4 cases in just the last 3 to 4 months have sparked angry protests. Some of that anger is now being directed at the minister himself.
According to me, it is just covering up himself to blaming the media.
Constitutionally, as a Home Minister, he must, his duty to protect the women.
The minister is making such kind of useless utterances. He should immediately resign rather.
The Home Minister's quip isn't the first such attack, and it's unlikely to be the last. But the Home Minister of Karnataka is clearly taking a cue from his boss. In July, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, when asked about the rape of a 6-year-old girl in a private school, exploded on journalists, asking them if they had nothing else to report on. Days later, the Chief Minister was also caught napping during a debate on the issue inside the State Assembly. With Rohini Swami in Bangalore, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Number of rapes equal to bad press, as suggested by the Karnataka Home Minister. He's made several different sorts of clarifications ever since. He has said he's been quoted out of context. He said it's not an attack on the media. He says he merely wants the media to back off on these stories when investigations are on. But his words have not been misinterpreted. He has simply said these stories are being highlighted to boost TRPs. He said that in Kannada, and we've translated that across the media. Joining me on the first Centre Stage discussion this evening, Dr. Ranjana Kumari, Director, Centre for Social Research and a renowned activist herself. Shaina NC, spokesperson for the BJP, will be with us, and Priyanka Chaturvedi, spokesperson with the Congress Party. Priyanka, if I could begin with you, we've seen several different things that have been said, and I'm going to try and not make this a political discussion, a tutu meme between the BJP and the Congress, because the Lord knows we've seen, misogynistic, insensitive, attacking things said on the issue of rape several times by leaders across parties. But where does the party stand? I mean, where does the Congress Party stand on that statement that's been made by KJ George?
No, we are very clear, and we have been categorical whenever any such statement has come from any Congress leader or Congress party member. We forget the condemnation part of it. We've never supported statements like these. So the words that have been used are unfortunate, but we also need to look at what he is trying to tell us. What he's trying to tell everybody is, and it's not just the media, what he's saying is that let the person, the victim, get a free and fair trial, and also let the investigation
Priyanka, we're going to get to the substance of that in a moment.
Sensationalize issues. While I wouldn't say that, no, if
about the substance of what he said he meant. I'm going to get to that in a bit, and I'm going to give you a chance to explain that as well. But I'm talking about, simply about what he said about boosting TRPs. Can we all be in agreement that this was an insensitive remark? a regrettable remark that he must apologize for?
No, what I'd like to clearly mention is that media has been doing a commendable job as far as exposing such cases are concerned, and we need to keep every person who is occupying space like this and is responsible to the people of the state that they're governing. It is the media's responsibility to expose such cases and bring them to light. While I acknowledge that, but we also need to understand the media's role as far as investigation of such cases are concerned, and how we can also have media ensure that the person who has been a victim of such an attack gets a free and fair trial.
I'm going to come to that point. I'm going to come to that point as well. Ranjana Kumari, is it frustration?
Let's all be collectively responsible.
This is the Home Minister, Dr. Ranjana Kumari, that we're talking about. We're not talking about, any lowly official, a person who is, given to sort of outbursts of anger or irritation. This is the Home Minister, under whose care all of the people of Karnataka's, security is entrusted. Can such a man be allowed to, express his frustration this way?
Well, he is supposed to provide law and order. He is supposed to ensure that every citizen is secure in the state. He is the Home Minister. The total law enforcement machinery comes under him. He is supposed to give them guidelines and activate them. Appropriate thing would have been for him to tell the media what he is doing to really create conditions where women are feeling safe and secure, and also little children are not raped in the school. What kind of a system, mechanism he's putting in place?
Yes.
Instead of that, he's trying to, in fact, in a way, show his frustration of not being able to do anything by just blaming the media. I don't see, after Nirbhaya, since Nirbhaya, I think media has played a very constructive, creative, very sensitizing role, and he should appreciate that, because if media would not bring it to everybody's home, everybody's conscience, I don't think, even if 35 years of my own work, I know that it is not very easy to convey these messages to people and to society. So, instead of, accepting that they are failing in their own responsibility and duty, his law and order machinery is not effective, his, Chief Minister is being caught napping here and there. I mean, like, some kind of a slowing down of the system that everybody is experiencing for Karnataka. So instead of accepting all that, he is blaming the media. I mean, I don't understand. If incidents are happening, if 4 little girls have been raped inside the school premises, then if media is reporting, then what is wrong, and how is it sensationalization? It is reporting the fact. And in fact, we are against media sensationalization of any of these issues.
Right.
We always come very heavy on media in case they are doing anything like that.
And I just want to,
failure and start getting active.
I just want to make a small caveat here. The media is no holy cow. I'm not here defending the media. So, all 3 of you ladies are free. Must feel free to say what you wish to about the media itself. But I want to bring in Shaina NC, who's also in on this. Shaina, we've heard the BJP say the minister must resign, all the usual stuff through the day. Is it going to be just another, political handle to beat the Congress with, or is it going to get the BJP to say something a little more substantive? Because as I was telling Priyanka earlier, KJ George is not the first, and nor will he be the last minister, to make a comment like this.
No, I totally concede that you have had other home ministers as well. If you remember R.R. Patil in the Shakti Mills compound, he was also terribly insensitive towards that rape case. But I think the larger picture, and to just endorse what Ranjana ji said, in Karnataka, you have had 4 such incidents between July and October itself within school premises. This is rape amounting to the grossest of kind, because this is within a school premise.
Yes.
The larger worry to my mind is pedophilia. And if you have your administration being so insensitive and a home minister making such blasé, insensitive comments, where do we start and where do we end? We all keep talking about mindset, but why shouldn't we be fighting this perverted mindset in the political class as well? So when you say that do we want his resignation, it is not only to gain brownie points, but it is to endorse that any pervert.
Okay, you've made your point. Priyanka, the other thing that's being said at this point of time, I know you want to rebut what they're saying, but Priyanka, I also have a specific question for you about how, KJ George appears to be taking a cue from his boss, the Chief Minister. of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, who's either snoozing
Yes.
or asking the media if it doesn't have anything else better to cover. He's clearly inspired by his boss.
No, okay. Firstly, I'd like to just make a quick point. I do not want to make this political. It happens all across this nation.
It does.
Whether it is in India, whether it is Madhya Pradesh, whether it's Rajasthan, we are facing a challenge like this in every state. So I do not want to make this political as much as Shaina would like to want to do this, or Ranjana ji has been blaming the Home Minister that he's speaking out of frustration. You'll also need to appreciate the fact that these incidents have been reported in private schools. These do not come under government supervision. As far as law and order is concerned, as soon as these cases have been reported, action has been taken. Now, if you rewind back to that first episode that came into prominence, one private school where a 6-year-old girl was raped, we saw how a person under pressure, the police was under pressure, and there was a lot of media coverage on that particular issue, and how they ended up, jailing one person. He was called and accused, and later he was out on bail.
Okay.
There was a case which said that he wasn't the accused, he wasn't involved in a rape case.
That's not
like
what
that.
the minister said.
So nobody highlighted that. We ended up ruining someone's life. No, we ended up. No. We also need to take responsibility when we are talking about constructive criticism.
Almost completely out of time.
That's what I'm saying. Let me just make my point. And when we talk about the chief minister, please let's just judge them. Let's just judge them on the action that they've taken.
Okay.
As far as all these incidents are concerned.
Okay.
Obviously, there is going to be a mechanism in place to ensure that such incidents don't happen.
We've heard
but
from
let's not
KJ George.
issues as sensitive.
We've heard from KJ George right through the day today. One of the things that stuck with me, Shaina, I know you had a point to make, but I'm completely out of time, I'm afraid. Where KJ George said that he's willing to apologize if he's hurt anybody. That itself sort of smacks of a little bit of arrogance as far as I'm concerned, because of course people are hurt, of course people are irritated, insulted, they feel slighted by a person who says that the media highlights rape cases to boost TRPs, because as someone else pointed out a short while ago, it's how would some of these cases even become big stories and put pressure on the government if the media didn't take them up in this manner? For what it's worth, KJ George has said he's retracted what he said if it hurts anybody. But like Ranjana Kumari said, where does this arrogance and frustration come from? Where does the temerity come from for many of these netas to actually feel that they can get away with saying stuff like this? And can we allow frustration to be an excuse for people who choose to be in public office? Priyanka Chaturvedi, Ranjana Kumari and Shaina NC for that brief debate here on Centre Stage. Thank you very much for joining us. The ruling BJP is red-faced over Prime Minister Modi's flagship Clean India campaign. Damning pictures exposing the charade behind at least one Swachh Bharat photo op showing how a municipality worker dumped waste from a garbage trolley minutes before the Delhi BJP chief wielded the broom to sweep it away. The BJP is distancing itself from the sweeping symbolism, but clearly a lot of damage has already been done.
They say pictures don't lie. This set shows municipality staffers littering a pavement with garbage. Minutes later, Delhi BJP chief Satish Upadhyay and Shazia Ilmi arrive at the venue. Sweep away the artificial mess, clearly dumped for the occasion. The VIPs smile for the cameras as part of Modi's much-hyped Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Opposition quick to jump on the bandwagon, slamming the BJP and the PM's pet campaign. And then the clarifications. Satish Upadhyay distancing himself from the row, saying he was unaware that the event was stage managed. But then, pictures don't lie. The fixed match has been caught on camera. Amidst all the outcry, the real question: does Prime Minister Modi's Clean India campaign run the risk of turning into yet another photo op? Bureau Report, headlines today.
Sonia Gandhi's son-in-law Robert Vadra has shut down 4 of his companies after the Congress lost power in Rajasthan and Haryana. Documents accessed by Headlines today from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs shows that these companies have seized file returns with the Registrar of Companies. The big question here is if Robert Vadra fears a witch hunt or is trying to hide something with an unfriendly government in both these states.
In Rajasthan and now Haryana, luck is running out for Robert Vadra. With the BJP turning heat on his business model, Sonia Gandhi's son-in-law has now shut 4 of his companies. Information accessed from Ministry of Corporate Affairs shows that the Vadra-led companies are no longer filing returns with Registrar of Companies.
Documents in possession of Headlines today from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs shows that at least 4 companies of Robert Vadra have already closed down and 2 are in the process of closing down. The big question is, are these companies closing down because the Congress is not in power, and especially the BJP has gained power at the centre and Haryana and Rajasthan?
Vadra's move to wind down business comes as the new BJP government turns up the heat. The question here is, what prompted Vadra to wind up his companies? Losing advantage of a friendly government or the fear of investigation? With Ashish Maharishi in Delhi, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.